Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 535. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is the shocking truth why you must deplatform your social media followers now. The shocking truth why you must deplatform your social media followers now. Many entrepreneurs and creators are making the mistake of building their business on rented land. That's what social media is. It's rented land. You don't own it. And on today's show, I'm going to show you why and how you need to deplatform your followers and put them into your own ecosystem. Now, this is a topic, guys, that I've talked about once or twice before on the podcast, but I'm really going to go in today, and I'm actually going to give you 5 components on why and how you must deplatform your social media followers right now before it's too late. And I'm going to give you some real life examples and something that actually happened to me about a month ago on one of my YouTube channels. But before we get to today's content, let me just share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to our new revamped website. Make sure you go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, guys, and get all your free entrepreneurial resources. Hit the Learn tab, and when that drops down, you'll have access to all types of content about growing and scaling your business, mindsets, side hustles, marketing, e-commerce, and everything you need to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, hit the Learn tab, and start to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Now, let's get ready for today's show content. Today, we're going to talk about the shocking truth why you must deplatform your social media followers right now. So the question is, are you risking your entire business by relying solely on social media? So there are tons of entrepreneurs that are making this deadly mistake, guys, and it can literally cost you everything. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 5 game-changing components that are going to help you take back control of your business. It's going to help you boost profits and create a sustainable business, guys, that can't be wiped out overnight. So if you're serious about protecting your business and leveling up, this is the episode for you. First, I want to talk about how to deplatform your social media followers, and then I'm going to give you the 5 components of why you need to deplatform your social media followers. Now, when I use the word deplatform, I'm saying taking them off of social media and now being able to communicate with them on your own platform or platforms. So the easiest and most efficient way to deplatform your social media followers and get them on your platform or platforms is by using what's called a lead magnet to gather more information from them, like their name, email, and their phone number. I'm not going to get into lead magnets in depth, but if you listen to some of the previous shows, I've talked about it. So a lead magnet is basically just a piece of content that's beneficial to your audience. And it could be something as simple as a checklist. It could be a tutorial video. It could be a case study. But what they're going to have to do to get that beneficial information is they're going to have to leave their name, email, and a phone number. Now, once you have this information, now you can communicate with them on your own platforms, be it like email. You can have an email database, website, newsletters, podcasts, or videos that you host on your own site. So the way you deplatform them is you create a lead magnet that requires specific information that allows you to contact them outside of that social media platform. So you can have a link in your Instagram account. Click the link in the bio, and then you could have a questionnaire, or you can have that lead magnet, and they're going to have to put that contact information in there. Facebook, you could have a link out there. Once again, you're deplatforming them or taking them off the social media platform that you're communicating with them on. And today's show is not going to be super long, guys. We're going to start condensing some of the shows. And for more content, you can go to YouTube or you can go to the website. But when possible, I'm going to keep the episodes to about 30 minutes or less if the topic allows me to. Some topics I got to go in deep for 40, 45 minutes or things of that nature. So we talked about how to deplatform your social media followers, and that's by using a lead magnet and getting additional contact information that allows you to contact them outside of that social media platform. Now, let's talk about the nitty-gritty right here. Why you want to deplatform your social media followers. And I'm going to give you 5 components why you want to deplatform them so you'll be able to connect with them at any time. But first, let me tell you a quick story about a BEB family member. I've talked about this on probably 1 or 2 other podcasts throughout the years, but I had a BEB family member that I was doing individual consulting with, and they had a business that was built solely on Instagram. Now, this business was doing phenomenally because they were making $10,000, $20,000 a month by selling affiliate products. And they were in the cannabis space. And so what happened was that they were building this great following, doing IG lives, doing all types of tutorials. And one of the biggest products that they were selling was from a manufacturer who also let other people sell that product. And what happened was one of their competitors saw that they were doing so well on Instagram that he got his Instagram followers to complain about my BEB family member's Instagram account, and it got shut down. Now, they were able to reopen it, but it continued to get shut down, literally closing the business and losing all of the income. That's a business on rented land. Instagram does not care who you are. If they decide to shut you down, guess what? It's a wrap. So without having that control or being able to own your database, then that's the risk that you take when you build on rented platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, TikTok, all of those are rented platforms. Snapchat, I don't even know if people still use that, but all of that stuff is rented. And I'm going to tell you guys, there are people out there that if they're a competitor of yours, this happened to me on Amazon when I'm selling products directly to consumers, your competitors may try to sabotage you. They may try to put bad reviews about your products out there. They may try to get your account shut down. There are many negative outcomes that can happen when you're on somebody else's platform. So we talked about how to deplatform your social media followers. Now let's talk about why you want to deplatform your social media followers. The number one reason why you want to deplatform your social media followers, guys, is control. Control. You don't control a social media platform, and when you get kicked off, and you can at any time, all of your followers and the ability to communicate with them is gone. I'll give you a real life example with a YouTube channel I tried to start about 2 months ago. So I tried to start a YouTube channel to expand the topics that I talk about, some social topics, topics specifically that deal with us black folk. And I created a new YouTube channel and literally did not even upload a video. About 3 days after I created the channel, YouTube sent me an email and said that my channel has been taken down. It's been removed for terms of service. And I'm like, breaking the terms of service? I didn't even upload a video yet. So I went through the process. You know, you got to send in a rebuttal or whatever to YouTube. And about 2 weeks later, still nothing came back. The channel had been removed. So, okay, let me go. And I tried to create another channel. Same thing happened again. So what they were saying is somewhere in the terms of service, because under that Gmail account that I have, I must have broken some type of rules or whatever on YouTube, and they're not even going to let me open up any channels. I tried to open up 4 different channels. I tried 4 different topics just to see what would happen. And after 2 to 3 days, they were shut down or removed. And so I'm like, what is going on? Thank God the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint channel on YouTube is still up. But for some reason, I must have violated some terms or agreements. And now every time I try to create a new YouTube channel under that email, it gets shut down. So control. I have absolutely no control. You look at a lot of these YouTubers who are making great money. They get demonetized, some of them, and some of them lose their channels. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with a brother named Charleston White. Charleston White talks a whole lot of stuff about the, not social media, about the black condition and things that are going on. The dude was on every podcast or YouTube channel out there, had his own channel. He gets shut down. There's a whole bunch of people that are getting demonetized by YouTube and also shut down. So you have absolutely no control over the platform. That's one of the reasons why you want to deplatform your social media followers. So the next question somebody's going to ask is, well, Jay, if I can't put videos on YouTube, where can I put videos? And that's a great question. The answer is you can host videos on your own site. Now, of course, you won't get the visibility on YouTube, but if you still want to have videos that your audience can go to and look at, you can host them yourself on your own site with platforms like Vimeo and things of that nature, where you can put or embed videos on your site. Once again, it's not YouTube. You're not going to get the exposure of YouTube, but you're also going to be in total control of those videos. Nobody can stop you from uploading videos to your own website, just like nobody can stop me from sending emails to my database. Nobody can stop me from doing a podcast to my BEB audience. That you can't stop it. I own the platforms. So that's the difference. Number one is control. And we're talking about right now the shocking truth why you must deplatform your social media followers now. So the number one component is control. You need to have the control so you don't lose your business or have your business at risk if the only thing you're doing is marketing on social media. Now, you want to use social media as a tool. If you got a ton of followers, that's great. Use social media to build that following, but don't be beholden to it as your only way to communicate. You want to build the following and then deplatform into your own ecosystem. And that falls into number 2. Bring them into your ecosystem. Now, your ecosystem is a combination of platforms that allow you to communicate with your audience at any time with no restrictions. So your ecosystem can consist of your email database, which y'all better have one, man. Don't sleep on that. You need to have an email database. It could be a newsletter, a podcast, a website, a blog, or your own hosted videos, online courses. You can create a community for your people and so on and so forth. But the constant touch points will allow your connection to your audience, and it will allow you to grow your audience and build a successful, sustainable business. So number 2, bring them into your ecosystem. An ecosystem doesn't necessarily have to be one thing. You can have, like me, for example, I have books in my ecosystem, online courses. I have a community. I have all types of things. I have an email database. I have a newsletter. So that's your ecosystem, building additional ways to communicate with your audience through additional touch points. And that's how you nurture and mature with your audience to find out, number one, what they want, and also what do you need to provide your audience. So that's number two, bring them into your ecosystem. Component number three, and this is huge, guys, no restrictions. No restrictions. So there are no restrictions on what you can say or sell. So remember, many social media platforms restrict your messaging and the products that you can sell, like firearms. You're not able to market and sell firearms on social media, alcohol and tobacco, weed, weapons, and things of that nature. So you can't even sell weapons on Amazon. So you have no restrictions when you own the platform. Okay. Now, I get stuff in my email for guns. I own a shotgun and a handgun. And I signed up for, a newsletter about ammo and things of that nature. So now that newsletter, I've given them permission to email me about specific things. We had a BEB client years ago that got into the cannabis business, and they wouldn't let you advertise cannabis. So what I told them was, you have to create an email database. It could be a newsletter or whatever, where now you can communicate to your audience about cannabis, about your products, whatever, cigars, alcohol, whatever it is that you want to sell that has restrictions on the internet. Okay. So now you have no restrictions when you own the platform. Okay. So it's super important, guys, for you to understand. Even if you do native advertising, if you do advertising on other social media platforms, sometimes your ads won't be approved because they may be considered too spammy or things of that nature. Guess what? If you have an email and you're selling something, quote unquote, that other social media platforms would consider spammy, you can still sell that through email. Okay. You have YouTube ads, right? Some YouTube ads don't get approved because they think it's fake. It could be something about trading. You see all of these online trading, day trading and all this type of stuff. A lot of those ads aren't approved because they're considered spammy. And you have to look at the terms of each of these platforms. But guess what? If you have a newsletter about investing, and you build up a database of 10,000 people that get your weekly newsletter, and then you decide to put an ad out about a day trading system that you have, guess what? Nobody can stop you. There are no restrictions when you own the data, guys. When you own the data. So there are no restrictions when you have your own platform. And I'm hoping you guys really understand what I'm trying to tell you right now. No restrictions. So I can look in my email and I get all kinds of crazy stuff. I get stuff for all types of health things. Gout. I got something in there. I don't even know how I got on this list, but I got something about gout. I never had gout. I had something about stomach issues, all types of stuff that come into your email that there are no restrictions on. So you guys have to realize the importance, guys, of deplatforming people so you can control the platform. Okay. Number 4, connect at any time. Connect at any time. This is component 4. When you have your audience on your own platform, you can communicate them with any time in multiple formats. So as I mentioned, it could be email. You can send them an email to watch a new video that you're hosting on your website, okay? This accessibility, guys, is critical when you want to grow and build a sustainable business. You can create email sequences, promote your products and or services, and get valuable feedback by using quizzes or surveys. And you can connect guys at any time with multiple types of ways to connect, be it written, be it audio, be it video. You have no limitations at when and how many times you can connect. All right, so connect at any time is number 4. And number 5, last but definitely not least, the most important aspect of deplatforming your audience is ownership. Ownership is number 5. You now own the audience as opposed to renting the audience on somebody else's social media platform. You can't get shut down. You can't have any restrictions. They don't tell you what you can sell to your audience or what you can talk about on your audience because you own the audience. You own the data, and the data, guys, is the most important aspect of your business. And I use this example ad nauseum. When Borders bookstores went out of business, Barnes and Nobles didn't buy their inventory. They didn't buy their physical locations. They actually bought their database out of bankruptcy. The data is where the money is. I did an episode, the money is in the data. It's called ownership. I'll give you another real life example. My cousin has a cognac brand, okay? Now, he was approached by a company called A Touch of Modern. A Touch of Modern. So what this is, it is a website that actually appeals to men. And so they have all types of products for men. It could be furniture, it could be clothing, watches, alcohol, or whatever. So this is the way A Touch of Modern works. So they want you to give a discount on your product, and they will actually market the product to their database, just like Amazon. That Amazon owns the database, A Touch of Modern owns the database. I'm going to give you some fictitious numbers just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So say your product sells for $100. They're going to ask you to do a promo where you sell your product for, say, $60 for the cognac. I'm just making this up. My cousin's cognac is actually more expensive than that. It's like $140 or something like that. Anyway, just say it cost $100. Touch of Modern wants you to sell it for $60. So this is how it works. A Touch of Modern will negotiate a number of bottles or units for whatever the product is. Just say 300 units or 500 units. Now what they do is they actually put the promotion up on their website and they send it out to all of their subscribers, all of their database. And they have over 1 million men that subscribe to A Touch of Modern. So what happens at this discount, normally $100, now $60. Guess what A Touch of Modern does? It pre-sells everything. Then it goes back to the manufacturer, say my cousin. Hey, we sold 400 bottles of your cognac. We need you to ship that cognac to our warehouse. Okay, my cousin said, sounds good. It's 400 bottles. Guess what? When he ships the bottles to Touch of Modern, they then fulfill them to their customers. Now, guess what my cousin does not get? My cousin doesn't even know who actually bought the cognac so he could even market to them again. So now he got the sale, but guess what? It's A Touch of Modern's database. They own the data. Now, guess what happens for A Touch of Modern? And I'm going to tell you what happens to my cousin, too. My cousin makes a sale, 400 bottles discounted, at $60 a bottle. And this did not happen, but they did negotiate with him. And I told him, I said, it doesn't make sense. And what happens now with A Touch of Modern, they have 400 people that they know like cognac. What can we do with this information? Guess what? You reach out to another cognac company and you have a database of customers that you know have purchased cognac before. That's why I keep trying to tell you guys, it's ownership of the database. The money is in the data. When you own it, then you can control it and manipulate it to make money. So now just imagine with A Touch of Modern, They do watches, they do shoes, they do wallets, they do clothing, they do furniture, they do lamps, they do all types of different things in conjunction with manufacturers. So now they have a database of millions of customers that have already purchased a specific type of product. So guess what they do? They go, like I said, to another cognac manufacturer. They're selling watches, right? They do well pushing watches on a promotional, on a promo. What do? They go to several other watch manufacturers. Guess what? We know people that like to buy watches. So now I want you to understand the power of ownership. Okay? They're not using or selling products on Amazon. They have their own platform called A Touch of Modern. It's a website and a database. And all they do is find manufacturers, offer discounts to their customer base, their database, and move product. And they're savvy enough to understand that the money is in the data. That manufacturer, my cousin, doesn't get those 400 people that ordered his cognac. They don't get the name, address, or phone number. So he doesn't know where the hell he's selling it to. But that doesn't benefit him in the long run because the money is in the data. So number 5, and we're talking about the shocking truth why you must deplatform your social media followers now. Number 5 is ownership. You need to own the platform. You need to own the database. You need to own the relationship with your audience. Okay? So I want to talk real quick about the power of owned media and becoming a media company. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let me just share all my social media contact information and resource links. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show, family, make sure you get your free entrepreneur resources. Go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, hit the Learn tab. We have all types of resources on scaling your business, mindset, strategy, e-commerce, marketing. It is free, so make sure you go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Now, if you want to connect with me, guys, anything long, hit me on my email address, jjones@blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, JAYJONES @blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Facebook, just go to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts, guys. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. The second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Don't forget LinkedIn, guys. Connect with me there. Just go to LinkedIn, type in J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me there. Also, YouTube, guys. I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. And I'll be dropping a lot more videos on YouTube shortly. Short 5 to 10 minute videos to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And don't forget to utilize the website. Go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, hit the Learn tab, and start to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Ton of free resources there. But let me close out this last segment talking about the power of owned media. The power of owned media. So there's 3 types of media, guys: owned, earned, and paid. Owned media is when you own the platform. So this podcast is owned media. I own this platform. If you have a newsletter, that is owned media. Okay? If you have a website, whatever, if you have a community, that is owned media. That is something that you own and control. Earned media is media that you get from other platforms that is free. That's called earned media. So if you get a write-up in Black Enterprise magazine, that's free. You earned that media. If the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, your local newspaper or blog, they write about you or have you in there, that is earned media. If you're on somebody else's social media platform that you didn't pay for and they're talking about you, earned media. And the last type of media is paid media. So when you buy Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, or whatever, that is paid media. That's meaning that you're paying for your product or service to be shown on somebody else's platform. So you have owned, earned, and paid. Owned is the best media platform because you own it. So when you own a podcast like this, when I have promotions about a new online course, my new book, or whatever, it doesn't cost me anything to promote it, right? I've already created the platform that people listen to. So the podcast is downloaded by tens of thousands of people on each episode. So I have owned media. So anything I promote, it doesn't cost me anything. Earned media, I can't control that. Okay, owned media, I can put up any of my own ads at any time. But earned media, if Black Enterprise wants to do a piece on me, I can't control that. It would be great, but I can't control that. So that's earned media. That's also free. And the last one, obviously, is paid media. That's for you paying to be on somebody else's platform. So the power of owned media versus earned media and paid media. That's why ownership is so important. So if you have a newsletter, just say I talked about the cannabis business. You can't advertise cannabis. But if you have a newsletter about cannabis and you have a database of 50,000 people, and then you partner with somebody that has a new weed strain, then you can market that. And you can either split the profits or have them pay to be in your newsletter. Guess what? You own that platform. Now, let's talk about you who's listening to this, becoming a media company. I talk about this ad nauseum to a lot of my friends. Right now, you need to really focus on not necessarily being a brand or a business, but being a media company. Owning media. So once you own media, you can control what's in the media. Think about all the places that you're advertising your product or service right now, or your business right now. You're paying people to get Instagram posts. You're paying to get Facebook ads. You're paying to be on Twitter or X, whatever. You're paying people to do what? To get on their own platform, or get on their platform. They have a platform. You need to create platforms and think about yourself as a media company. Okay. So if you are a CPA, you may want to have a newsletter that goes out to prospective clients, and you give them tips about taxes, finances, or whatever. Guess what? You're actually a media company now. You own that platform. And now, since you own the platform, you can monetize the platform. You can have your own products or services. You can offer a consultation. You can actually sell other people's products or services if they want to advertise in your newsletter. You are a media company. You need to start thinking like that. Okay? We have to start thinking about owning our own platforms and our own media. All right? So a community, there's tons of people out there that have communities. So you could have some like-minded objectives or whatever. It could be Black entrepreneurs. That's a community. You may pay $25 a month to be in a community where you can talk and dialogue about your problems. Weight Watchers is a community that people pay for. There's tons of communities out there, but they've created and own the platform. They're a media company. Yes, they sell weight loss products and all other types of stuff, but they're a media company. So become a media company. And when you do that, you can control and sell anything you want. Last story that I'm going to give you. Many moons ago, as they say, or years ago before the internet, I had an ADT alarm system company. So my company, I had 2 offices in Philly and South Jersey, and we sold and installed ADT alarm systems. So one of the things back then was direct mail. That was pretty big because your only other choices were radio, TV, magazines, and a lot of times they were very cost prohibitive. So what I started doing was I started doing direct mail. I was doing it by myself at first, sending out mailers around the neighborhoods where my offices were. Then I said, you know what? This doesn't make sense because there's probably other businesses that actually would love to get into these homes also. So I kind of created like a money mailer, or one of those things that you get in the mail right now with all the coupons in it. So what I decided to do, which I didn't know at the time, is I actually created a media company. So now I went around to home improvement people, roofers, mortgage companies, insurance companies, and I said, hey, I have a mailer going out every 2 weeks to this zip code. Would you like your coupon to be in it? And a lot of people said yes. And so I charged them X amount of money. And what I was able to do was to advertise my alarm business for free. I actually made money by owning the platform. And I took it even further, guys. I created an even larger direct mail platform called Heritage Direct Mail. And what that was direct mail to black households with, at that time, over $100,000 in household income. And I started in Philly, and I went to all your major cities. I had national advertisers like DirecTV, Comcast, all types of advertisers, because I created and owned the platform. I owned the media. Nobody could stop me. Okay, the only thing that stopped me was the internet, because it didn't make sense anymore after a while, because people started moving that from direct mail to the internet. And direct mail, if you don't know, if you're sending out tens of thousands of pieces, is super expensive, even back then. It's crazy right now. I don't even know how Money Mailer is still in business. I got one at the house the other day. But the concept is thinking about being a media company, not just a company that sells products or services. Thinking about owning your platforms as opposed to renting your platforms, guys. That's what it's all about, guys. Real quick, the 5 reasons why you want to deplatform your social media followers are: number 1, control; number 2, bring them into your ecosystem; number 3, no restrictions; number 4, connect at any time; and number 5, ownership, owning and controlling the platform. Now, I say this each and every week, guys, because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the website, the blog, the whole BEB ecosystem, which is designed to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Remember, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide black community by building and supporting black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.